And with delight, we are here for you to understand how to physically be in an emotional state, even though when you are in situations that challenge you, that give you emotional negative thoughts, that knowing that our thoughts are what really represents what we are feeling in the here and now. So when we say the thoughts that dictate how our body is going to react. So for an example, we say to you, when you are feeling happy, when you are feeling joyful, you wish to stay in this state. But when there is a physical challenge, when there is an emotional challenge that you are confronted with, we know that there is going to be struggles along the way. Not always can you stay in the state of happiness and positivity and joy, because these emotions will be triggered by something that happens to you in a form of struggle. Let us say perhaps it is a confrontation between you and someone else, whether it be a family member, whether it be a friend. And so this confrontation or this experience that triggers something within you, and that joyful happiness state then becomes a defensive state. It can then become a emotion that will then bring up negativity. But we say to you, this is your normal physical, emotional reaction, and not always can you be in this positive state, because this then becomes superficial. Then you are not truly being a human. So how do you go back into that happiness state? How then do you not stay in that negativity? Well, we say to you, bring it to surface. Someone has triggered you. A situation has triggered you. And understand, well, how do I need to change? How do I need to change so that it doesn't stay with you for the longer period where it then becomes resentment, then when it becomes painful to even be in that situation. And we say resentful because that person has brought up this anger within you, this frustration. So look at that situation. Why are you getting triggered? What is happening in your thoughts? What is happening that perhaps has brought you into that emotion? It is about self-reflection. Your whole process in your journey, in your physical journey, is about processing situations, emotions that is going to happen throughout your lifetime. You're going to have these ups and downs. Now, how long you stay in the down is up to you. How long do you wish to dwell in those moments? It is the self-reflection that you have to then say to yourself, that needs to change. That trauma needs to change. That way of thinking needs to change. The way it makes you feel needs to change. So how do you do that? Self-reflection. Why has those words from the other person brought such change in your body, in your thinking, from being happy and joyous to being defensive and angry? Because you need to know what that trauma is. There is going to be awarenesses that you will need to experience so that you can grow from that experience into a higher self. Higher self being the awareness that you are not being your true being. You are not reflecting that happiness and joy. So, self-reflection. Self-reflection is questioning and understanding where that trauma is. Why does it affect you so much? Is it something that you need to know about yourself? Because your whole journey in living in this physical form is about knowing more of yourself, knowing more about how these emotions trigger you. These emotions that cause anger, resentment, frustration, is getting you to understand being in there, in that denseness, is for you to know and experience that when you are from that, the positivity and the perspective that you need to give to yourself is knowing that you can forgive and understand that that person that has said something has their own issues, their own trauma that they are releasing onto you. Knowing that that is their issue brings a sense of calmness as well to you, that what they are reflecting is what they have to understand within themselves. Now, how do you then give yourself an understanding? Again, sitting in why is it triggering you? The self-love, the self-hatred. What is it that you dislike so much about you that affects you? Are you lacking a self-love? Are you lacking that you are not kind enough to yourself? When we are missing the self-love, when we are missing that we have to be more kinder to ourselves, you then begin to think that I don't need to have that trigger, that I don't need to have that affect me, for that situation to affect you so much. It's then staying in that emotion. It might take an hour, it may take a few hours, it may take a day. It depends on how long you are staying in that emotion for. And every time a situation again occurs to you where externally someone, a situation again affects you in the same manner, you then are not in that instance staying in that denseness as long as it did last time. That is progression. That is evolution for you emotionally. So when it happens again, it does not affect you, because you have the understanding it is not you, it is them.